to the barn. Like most Indiana days, the weather is not cooperating with us. But this is a great time to show you that when we're teaching our dogs to heel exercise, you need a somewhat larger space to work in that you and your dog can move around. Whether that be a hallway, your kitchen, living room, a garage, a barn, a sidewalk, driveway, whatever you have when the weather's cooperating that you can use to teach your heel. So to start out with teaching our heel, you'll need your dog sitting at your left heeling position. Sit. Good boy. Your leash gathered with a loose J, like a loop in it, and your treats. So first I'm going to show you what the heeling pattern will look like with my older, more advanced dog, and then I will later show you with my younger dog and things that you might have at home, because currently he's wearing his choker and his leather leash, and my female will be wearing things that you will have at home to show you what your training will look like. So to start out with your heel, you're going to want to face the direction that you'll be heeling towards. Sit. Your dog should always be sitting at your left when starting anything, whether it's heeling or a sit-stay exercise, recall, anything like that. So to start out, you will say Boyd heel. So I said his name, then heel. So say your dog's name and heel, then lead out with your left foot. So Boyd heel, and your dog should stay with you as your hip. Then you're going to about turn, which means that your dog we're not turning into your dog. Then when we stop, our dogs sit with us. Good boy. Boyd heel. Right turn. Then an about turn. Then heel. Left turn. And halt. Good boy. Then take 2 steps out and reward. Good job. Good boy. So if you noticed, I switched out my dogs. So this is my younger female. She's only had about half a year of training. So she's not as well versed as my other dog, who he's had years. So she's a younger dog, so she has a few more distractions, and she doesn't know as much as mine, more or less just silent cues and stuff like that. So you'll really want to use treats to get them to sit. Good dog. And if you also notice, I have just a buckle collar on her and not even a 6-foot lead. This is just a braided, I think this is 4 or 5 feet lead. No jumping. Can you sit? Good job. So now I'm going to show you how to train a heel with a dog that doesn't have very much experience with it or just doesn't know what it is. So Torin, come here. So you'll still want to have them sitting at your left. So you will want to use your bait, so your treats for this. Torin, here, sit. Good. So I let her kind of work on that, so she thinks she got a good reward. So to start out, again, you'll want to have your leash gathered in your hand, a loose J, and then sitting at your left. And then you'll want to lead out with your left foot for leave, with saying your dog's name and heel. So this is a Torin, heel. Then an about turn. Good. Then a sit and reward. Good job. Torin heel. And you can always talk to your dog. So Torin heel. So that was a right turn, then an about turn. Come on, good girl. Torin. Left turn. Good job, good girl. Halt. So a halt is a sit. So your instructor will call out halt, and that means you should take maybe 1-2 steps and sit your dog. So Torin, that was a good sit. So reward them every time they sit. And if they move like she just did, because there's always distractions going around, Torin, come here, put them back where they were, use some bait, and if you're not sitting directly at your left, you can always just kind of rework them around you to get them there. Good girl. When they do sit back down, reward them. So then we're going to continue on with turn heel with our left foot. Turn heel. Girl. Then it's an about turn. And then we're going to continue on heeling. Then a halt. Good job. So she didn't even need prompted to sit or anything like that. She just automatically sat. So they do catch on once they understand what you're doing. Nope. So don't be afraid to scooch their back ends around to you if they're not too far away. And keep going. Turn heel. Then a right turn. Then an about turn. Turn heel. Left turn. And just like that, she's caught on that we don't need much to get her to sit anymore. Turn heel. About turn. Good girl. Kind of surprise them sometimes and don't continue to sit in the same spots. Because, see there, she was a little bit surprised that we stopped here because we hadn't stopped here before. So then she moved, so I'm going to just put her back to where she needs to be. Good girl. Okay, turn it. Sit. And if your dog's not sitting well or anything like that, don't be afraid to pick up on their collar and tell them sit. And then if they start doing that, turn stand, you get her to stand back up. They're not saying that, you can push them on their behind and get them to sit too. Or, again, turn it. You can bait with a treat, so you'll want to start that here. I'll have to get her to stand up, and then kind of bring it up, and then sit down. Good girl. So that is how you teach the heeling exercise. So as your heeling progresses, one thing that you really want to implement that you will do in the show and when we come actually to in-person classes, whenever that might be, you will want to really practice your speed changes. But once you have heeling down and you feel comfortable with it, because speed changes are where you make your dog or you guys both as a team go faster, which is very noticeably faster, or slower, which is also very noticeably slower. So it's a different change of gait, and you have to be able to see that. So if you don't have your heeling down, this is not something you want to start right away. You want to make sure you're super comfortable and your dog's comfortable with heeling, and they are respecting you and listening to your body language and what you're doing when you're heeling. So one thing that you really want to do is give your dog verbal cues when you are teaching speed changes. So when you want them to go fast, don't just all of a sudden take out and run. Tell them fast and take a couple steps to work up to that speedy gait so they're not just jumping from one thing to another. And then the same thing, and you always want to bring them back down to their normal pace before you do another speed change. So you go fast, your normal speed change, your normal speed, and then slow. And give your dog those cues so they understand kind of that word with what we're doing, and it gives you a reminder not to just jump into something that they may not understand what you're doing. So, like our normal heeling, we're going to want to start with our dogs that are left, with our loose lead, and facing the direction you're going to want to go. So boy, here, now sit. So I'm going to show you with my older dog. This will be his 9th year in 4-H, so he's done speed changes for forever. So he's very well versed with this. So if your dog's not doing it right off the bat, then don't get frustrated because it does take time. So make sure you have your heeling down, you're comfortable with it before you add your speed changes in. So to start off, we're going to start just like you normally would heeling. So void heel, and then maybe go down and then about turn. Then we say your dog is moving fast, void fast. Then you're going to want to go back down to a normal pace. Turn, about turn, normal pace. Then you go void slow. So noticeably slower. Sometimes they want to sit at first and then pick back up your normal pace. About turn, void fast. was doing my speed changes, I didn't automatically go from this to a run. They don't understand what you're doing. It's not going to be well controlled. And I didn't go from just a normal pace to all of a sudden tall walking. That's how you're going to get your dog to sit and not understand what you're asking. So you really want to make sure that you're taking those normal steps, then boy fast, tell them then speed up, or do your normal, then say boy slow, but are you taking some slower steps? Have them slow down some so you're not getting a confused dog, you're not getting frustrated or anything like that. So one thing you want to really, really remember when training is don't, especially at the beginning, don't cut out 30 minutes to an hour of training time. That your dog is just going to get overwhelmed, you're going to get overwhelmed because you're both learning. And to do that, you want to do short amounts of time and just do it in a commercial break or 10 minutes before you go to bed or something like that. And remember to use like lots of treats, lots of praise, and be excited, make it fun for your dog. Right now, we're kind of all stuck at home and you need a break from your e-learning, work with your dog, because you might not have this chance again, this much downtime to kind of do things with your animal. And so this is a really great time to be training your dog. So if you need that 10-minute brain break for maybe math or something, then go and work your dog. And don't try to crush all these exercises into one 5-10 minute training session. Maybe spend 5 minutes working on one thing, 5 minutes working with another thing, and go back to doing school or something. Then a couple hours later, come back and do maybe just healing or something like that. And then work your way up. If your dog is flying through these exercises correctly and doing them at a pretty speedy pace, and if they don't seem to get agitated or bored or anything, then move up to maybe 15-20 minute training sessions. But don't spend a lot of time trying to force them to do something because you'll both get frustrated and your dog won't find it fun and they don't always understand what you're asking once you get